Hey guys, Andy here. So the question today is, how much do you need to spend on totally wireless earbuds to get, I would just say, good enough quality that they sound good and that you're happy listening to them day to day? So I've got a variety of different headphones, headsets, earbuds to look at today. We'll go through them one by one. So, I've covered a reasonable spectrum of cost. The one headset that I'm missing was the Sony's, I forgot they are now, WH-1000XM3s. I've got the over-ear version of them, but they brought out the noise cancelling in-ear ones. They're about £220, £200 I think at the moment on John Lewis actually. And I would love to hear what they sound like, but I wouldn't use them day to day. I'd literally buy them for the video, which does lead me to, please go to patreon.com/AAUK, donate a couple of dollars a month, couple of pound a month. That would mean that I could afford to buy things just for the videos. But as it is, I can't really afford to spend £200 just to make a video and then sell them on for a big loss. Anyway, so let's move on to the actual earbuds. I'm going to start with these. I'm not even going to worry much about them. I'm always just going to give them a mention. You can find them for £12 or £14 on eBay. They're the fake iPods, lightning conductor at the bottom. I wouldn't bother. You have to spend more than that basically if you want half decent sounding headphones. There's no changeable bud to make it fit your ear properly. The sound quality is not good. The connectivity is not reliable. I did do a separate video on these. If I'm honest, I can't remember exactly what I said on those, but I wouldn't, if you're looking to buy some, don't bother at this price range. We're going to move on up to the Dudios. These are £36 on Amazon. And these are they've got some similarities to Apple's earbuds. They've got the stalk. So all of these will automatically connect when you take them out of the case, or if it's the first time you take them out, they will go into a pairing mode and you can pair them up. So these are £36 on Amazon. What I found with them, they sounded pretty good. They were easily knocked out of my ear though. So when I was looking for earbuds to wear for at the gym, anytime I sort of drive myself down, there was quite a good tendency that I would catch one of the stalks and knock them loose. When you knock them loose and they're not quite in place, then they don't sound as good. I would also add, for all of these earbuds, do get the right sized tip for your ear, because that's quite important that you get a good seal within the ear. You can't wear these with a woolly hat as well. So when I go jogging at the moment, it's very cold out. I wear my woolly hat over, but because they've got touch sensitive elements just within that sort of little V shape there is the touch sensitive element. A woolly hat holds on that and it basically just turns them off. The touch element worked quite well actually. It meant that they're not so sensitive that I couldn't adjust them in my ear when I was at the gym, for example, for fear of triggering it moving on to the next track. But at the same time, they were quite easily found because of that sort of slight cutout in the bud. They go quite nice. It feels weird that I've got to rotate them around each time I want to put them into the charge case. But there we go. 4 hours on one charge, but then you will charge them. I think you get 24 hours use if you include the charging case. We're going to move on to the Tranya. Now these are £36 on Amazon as well. They look quite nice. They are, again, just stick in your ear. There's nothing that sticks out. There's no wing or stalk or anything. The whole outside bit there is a touch control. Now, I found that a little tricky in that even if I wanted to just adjust the earbud in my ear, I would quite often just catch it and either pause the music or I'd skip onto the next track or something like that. Like the Dudios before, you can't wear them with a woolly hat on because again, they just power off because it thinks your finger's holding them down all the time. It's got all the usual kind of touch controls. They do sound very good. They're probably the most bass heavy of the earbuds that we're looking at. So if you like bass, these are probably the ones to go for. You get 8 hours playtime from one charge. Like the Dudios, I didn't mention they're IPX5 certified, so you don't need to worry about sweat and bit of rain and that kind of thing. They are actually very comfortable, especially when you get them, again, get the right size tip. And now I've got them in, I sound quite funny because there's not much sound leakage from outside, so I can only hear my voice through my skull, if you know what I mean. So they're a good fit when you get the right tip, and yeah, they do sound very good. So that's a very good option for £36. Then we move on to the Creative. Now I'm not sure these are on Amazon. I found them on the Creative website. These are the most expensive earbuds at £99, but honestly, they probably do sound the best. They're probably not quite as comfortable as the Tranya that I just took out, I should say, but at the same time, they do fit nicely in the ear. You've got a sort of glowing coloured circle around the outside. They're not touch sensitive. They are actually clicky. See if we can. Yep, they actually click buttons on the earbud. Now, these are the only ones that come with actual software. So I'm going to bring in my phone for a second. Let's come back to, so the tricky thing with so we get sound equalizing, we get this SXFI sort of high fidelity noise, and it keeps telling me, you've not done your head mapping. So I say, okay, then let's do it now. And it takes us through and basically wants me to to point it at my ear. But I don't really how? I think you basically need somebody else. So probably somewhere the camera should be lined up about there. But it's still just, I don't understand how I'm supposed to do that. Maybe it just assumes everybody got somebody else that can do this for them. So I've had to leave the head mapping. But then when you are in the app, you do get a graphic equalizer with a few different presets, but it's also quite easy just to move things about yourself. But again, that's only for music that's on the device itself. When you have also the XFI turned on, I don't like the sound. It goes really kind of tinny and a bit echoey. And I get that it's trying to be more high fidelity, I suppose, but I think it sounds better when you turn it off. So I don't know, make from that what you will. They probably do sound the best of all of the headphones that are here though. So you are getting something for the extra money you spend. Are you getting £99 worth? I don't know. That's a tricky call, but they're well balanced, good range. There's reasonable bass, but not too much bass. And they generally have a very good sound. Then we're going to move on to the Jabras, only because these are what I currently use basically. So these are the Jabra Elite Sport, and I use them because they've got built-in heart rate monitor. So they go in nice and easily. They do have wings, as you can see, to try and help keep them in place. They sound good. There's probably not as much bass as the Creatives or the Tranyas, but it still sounds pretty good. There's probably not as much noise isolation, for that matter, as a couple of the other ones like the Tranyas. But because they have the heart rate monitor built in, that's why I use them when I'm training quite a lot, because it's quite important to know your heart rate if you're training, if you're trying to burn fat. These though, well, I'm not sure what the price are right now, to be honest. They were about £200, 180 perhaps. I think I bought them in a sale at 130. They are the most expensive headphone, but I would only really say look at these if you're jogging, cycling, and that kind of thing, and wanting to track your heart rate while you're working out. So I think that's quite an interesting range. Don't bother with the cheap ones. The £36 options, they're pretty good. If you like bass, you would probably want to lean towards the Tranyas. They do have better battery life as well. They are a pretty good earbud, to be fair. The Creatives, more expensive, they do feel a slightly better product, slightly better quality, and they do sound the best out of all of these. And then the Jabras, if you're into fitness and training. So hopefully that's of some help. I will leave links down below for buying any of these. Please use my links if you're going to, because if you're buying them from Amazon, I get a few extra pennies. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know how much you spent on earbuds. Let me know if you've got the Sonys. I'd love to know how good they are. But of course, they are £200 odd. So yeah, leave your comments down below. I will read them all. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe to my channel. Check out some of the other videos here. But for now, my name's Andy, and I'll catch you all again soon.